Hi, everybody. My name is Will Landman. I'm a member of Cohort 10 within the Lockheed Martin Leadership Institute, and today I'm interviewing Julia Schaeffer, a member of Cohort 9 within the Lockheed Martin Leadership Institute.
Hi, Will. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about in Cohort 9's project, Envision 2040, that they've been working on all year, and what it is and why it's important in today's climate. So Julia, like I said, if you could talk a little bit about why Envision 2040 is important and just a brief overview of what it is.
Of course. Envision 2040 is our website that we've been working on, and it's basically a website that's focused on 2040. We've taken a look at the future and we want to see what it's going to be like. We are making our predictions, and we're also taking in ideas about how our human relationships will change as well, in addition to how technology will change and how it'll change in relation to technology. It's very much about how we can not only think about the future, but also make individual changes and think about things like advancements in technology, embracing inclusion, and human interaction in a long-term individual and global perspective as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like how you guys are really encapsulating not only what your predictions are, but what you can do with those predictions, because ultimately those predictions wouldn't really mean anything if you didn't know what to do with them. So that's awesome that you guys are doing that. Yeah, so next, what are some insights that you personally have gained through this process of developing Envision 2040, whether that be insights about the future or insights about the collaborative process developing the website or other aspects like that?
I've really learned a lot from being able to interact with the other members of the cohort 9 and seeing how their research interacts and intersects with mine a lot, because I'm personally working on accessibility with my partner, and just seeing how that overlaps so much with the other aspects, and seeing how we can sort of add that and make that something that is important to our project overall, and just showing the big picture. And like I said, working with how the changes in human interaction and communication is just has changed so much, and it's going to keep changing, and how we can sort of impact it ourselves and think about everything overall in the big picture as well.
Yeah, I really like how you're talking about the collaborative aspect of that and how different areas intersect with each other and ultimately will play with each other in the future. I think a lot of times people think about individual aspects of the future, like you said, like transportation or accessibility, and not really how they could intersect with other aspects, because ultimately when we get to 2040, those things will be interacting, and it's important that we plan for it. So yeah, the next question I have for you is, what are you personally doing to change for the future or prepare for the future?
As I did research for predictions for the next 20 years, I also looked back and sort of saw everybody's predictions from 20 years ago, or even just a couple years ago, and how many were both right and wrong, and just seeing the difference in opinions and how much did change overall. And it sort of showed just how it's important to think and plan and make predictions and sort of prepare, but also to take a step back and be aware that you're going to have to adapt anyway, that you have to embrace the change, as a previous project was a cohort 8's, and just be prepared, but also adapt. Be prepared to adapt.
That's awesome. It was great hearing from you about some more about what Envision 2040 is. And I'm looking forward to, like you said, seeing the progress of those modules be uploaded to the website and to the ultimate project. I'm sure it'll be amazing. Thanks again so much for reaching out and talking to me about this. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm super excited to hear about it.
It was great to talk to you too. I appreciate being able to share.
Awesome.